Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here with me in this class. And today is another completely new moment. It is not like, oh yeah, this is how we do things and this is just blah, blah, blah. This was what's happening last week. No. So this class isn't, say, start of a new moment. Everything that happened before we leave behind and say like, okay, it has no relationship to this moment anymore. And we're gonna put the world on a shelf, and all our ideas and all our concerns, we just put them away, try to put them away for just a moment, just to relax deeper and deeper into our consciousness and say come into stillness together, so that, who knows, a spontaneous experience of love of God can come to us, or some healing can take place. And it's good to sit still and relax with this. Just sit back and let this affect you. Like the things that are coming to me to share with you are not just words from a book or just little excerpts or whatever. No, so they all come from my personal experience with what actually came to me today. For instance, in a little bit of Bible, a little bit of Joel's talk, some lessons from A Course in Miracles. And so this is not just a reference of text of a book, you know. It's like, no, I'm actually trying to convey to you or invite you to let yourself be just as affected as I am by what's been given by all of this. And what is necessary for that is that you let go of your ideas, that you actually come to know what is happening in my mind. Like, you have to take a look at your mind. It's like, what is occurring? Thoughts are coming up, emotions are coming up, and this and that is happening in my life. And I have to discover, like I come to discover what is occurring in this, what I call my life. And what's been given by someone like Joel Goldsmith, or by Jesus, or by, you know, whoever wants to teach us today. And yeah, you can feel that. See that as soon as I refer to life, to Joel, to Jesus, or, you know, to refer to something else that has nothing to do with this world, I start to come into the experience of that. And the invitation is for you to be open and receptive to that too. So you can join me in that, because like our minds are joined. It is not that you are sitting there somewhere, wherever you find yourself at this time, in this place, that you find yourself somewhere and that you're disconnected from me. No, you were called to come to this class. You were called to join in this class. That's why you're here. You just show up. You don't know why, but you show up. You feel called to do so. And so this is the level where actually things are occurring. Like, this is the place where things are occurring. The same places where you, in fact, got the invitation to come to pick up a book, to come to this class, to come to watch a video, or to, you know, all of that. So you feel from your inside that you actually want to join with that you want to take time to be with that, to be in communication, literally, with something else. And that something else, we don't need to describe that. It is more like, no, in our joining, we don't have to use words at all. It is just completely given what is available for us in this moment. We don't have to define that, because any definition would be like a limitation. You know, our words, our language is literally made for the separation from God. And so it's really weird actually to use words for joining, using language to come to the recognition that there is no separation. And well, this is the start of it. This is the start of our class. So we take maybe another 25 minutes to sink deeper into that consciousness, and using references that are not coming from time, but literally are coming from out of time to us, and directing us to come into a vertical alignment with what really is. And one of the phrases, one of the um, words of Jesus that is being used a lot by Joel, for instance, or by Jesus, is what I'm going to read to you in a minute, is coming from Matthew 6. So in this morning, when I was just sitting still for a moment, literally this came to me to share with you, but first I got totally in touch with what it actually says, and that is, this is my invitation for you too, to let yourself be informed what it actually says by picking up a Bible, or by picking up a book, or by picking up or listening to a video. It's like it's going to actually give you something that you have no idea about. That is a whole new experience for you. It is not only a new experience, but there will be a lot of recognition in it, that you recognize it as from so closely to yourself that you feel one with it. It's like it's magnetic in that sense. So this what was happening this morning, and I want to share it with you, and it's happening right now because I'm sharing it with you. And you know the phrases that I'm using, you know the sentences that I'm sharing with you very well. So I'm reading it from the Aramaic Plain English translation of the Bible. It's Matthew 6, and I use a part of it. So I start when Jesus is talking about the birds. Let me see. Oh yeah, here it is. So here we go. This is Matthew, let me see, Matthew 26, Matthew 6:26. Behold the birds of the sky. They neither sow nor reap, neither do they gather in their barns, and your Father who is in heaven sustains them. Behold, are you not better than they? But who of you, while taking pains, is able to add a foot and a half to his stature? And why are you taking pains about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow without laboring or weaving. But I say to you, not even Solomon in all his glory was clothed like this, like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field that is today and will fall into the oven tomorrow, does he not multiply more to you? O small of faith, Jesus says. Therefore, do not be concerned or say, what will I eat? Or what will I drink? Or what will I wear? For the Gentiles are seeking all these things. But your Father who is in heaven knows that all these things are necessary for you. And then this is the famous phrase that I'm bringing to you right now. It's Matthew 6, sentence of verse 33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Therefore you shall not be concerned about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be concerned with itself, for itself. A day's own trouble is sufficient for it. So this is what I wanted to share with you, like, seek ye first the kingdom. So this is what Joel mentioned so many times in everything that he wrote and said, because it starts with that. So like I already told you in the beginning, like, okay, relax, let this affect you, sink deeper into your consciousness, because literally, like, heaven is within you. You don't have to look for it outside yourself. Heaven is within you. And whatever is needed for you will be added onto that. But you will first have to come in touch with your inner. That's why you have to put your focus in your direction of thought. Like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to solve my own problems here. I'm just going within first and hand everything over. Like, oh yes, God, here I am. I come to bring my whole situation, or I come to bring this or that. It's like, no, I'm going to seek first the kingdom. I want to be sure that I'm directing my focus and my direction of thought in the direction of my withinness, and come into the stillness and see what comes from there. Like, literally take time to be instructed, taking time to come into that you feel that you have to do something, in terms of you feel moved to do something, and just wait for that. So, and that is what I love about this piece of Matthew. It's like, yeah, that's the drill. That's literally the exercise. Seek first the kingdom and everything, and his righteousness. Like, see that is all there is, that you don't need to be concerned with anything else, even though anything else is screaming at you for attention. And we mentioned this the last time too. Like, that is such a theme, because everything appears to be coming from outside, appears to be very important, screaming at you for attention. That needs to be resolved now, and you feel the adrenaline running through your body, and you feel the stress, and you feel that, oh, I'm gonna do even more to get things solved. And the only thing that happens is that your troubles become like more and more and more. Like, there's nothing is really solving at all. So when you go the other way around, and this sounds too simple to be understood, or too simple to be accepted just as well at once, it's like, then if you go within, everything looks different, because it becomes quiet, and you see like, oh, wait a minute, there's actually nothing lost by letting this go for a moment and just coming into my stillness first. You breathe and you relax and you release whatever emotions come up. They're all allowed to be there, but you're not going to do anything but releasing them. The same with your mind. Thoughts are popping up, thoughts are coming to you. They really try to catch you or whatever, but at the same time, you're not responding to them. You literally don't need them to know what to do. Like, knowing comes from a whole different place, not from your thinking mind. So, and that is, yeah, that it takes training. Your mind needs to be trained. And so I promised the last time that we bring in the review of the first 50 lessons of A Course in Miracles, because it's so systematic, and it's helping you to undo what you're actually thinking, to undo what you're so used to as patterns in your mind that you keep repeating but are not very helpful. And those are connected to your thoughts, those are connected to your emotions. So it's like, last time we ended with like, I'm upset because I see something that's not there. Like, whatever I think I'm upset about is actually not there. It is already over, because literally the only thing I see is the past. What I see is already over. And you don't need to understand that, but that's the nature of it. It's literally the truth about it, about everything that you see. So before we go any further, I want to start reading the review of the second day, say the next 5 lessons of A Course in Miracles. And you can find them on the EWeHub website if you want to download them or read them again. You can read them in a PDF that I will post in the next couple of days. And so here we go. I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I'm upset, it is always because I've replaced reality with illusions I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I've given them reality, and thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. So I am always upset by nothing. See, you want to read that again. Okay, here's the next one. I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I say like, well, that's red, that's blue, that's awful, that's beautiful, that's great, that's nasty, that's whatever. Like you've judged literally everything. I hold the past, my past learning, against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. It's like, no, I know what you're talking about. I always have done it like that. It is like that. It's my experience. It is always like that. No, 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 no. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I've forgiven myself, and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past, and therefore no enemies. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. Okay, here's another one. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts. And literally, I see only my own thoughts. And my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I'm using and trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I'm giving up nothing. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I'm giving up nothing. So two more to go. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again that I may see. Okay, here's the last one. My thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts. Yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join with the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? So I'm upset because I see what is not there. I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. Okay, are you with me? Can you recognize that you want to practice this, that you want to discover what is actually behind this? Like there's a whole different vision being presented, and by training your mind in this way, you will come to know what that means, what Christ vision is, that you start to look with love on all that you fail to see. Like you want to discover that. what do you got to lose? Like the world that you see now is probably full of conflict. It's full of separation. It's full of illness. It's full of disease. It's full of etc. etc. You know, so this, imagine that there would be a way to see this world anew, coming from a whole different vision, completely given to you by you letting go of what you think you see. That would be great, wouldn't it? So what do you got to lose in trying it? By practicing this, by taking time to go deep within, by taking an honest look at what you're actually thinking, by discovering and admitting, yes, indeed, I really trusted in my thoughts. I literally identified with my thoughts. So what would my life be without my thoughts? Like I would be lonely because my thoughts keep me busy, they keep me occupied. And now if that disappears, what happens to me then? Well, that is for you to find out. But if this sounds good to you, you would certainly want to try it. And if you practice this, you can join with me in this immediately, because we have nothing to lose. There's nothing to protect. Like my private thoughts are meaningless. So those were the thoughts I was aware of, and these thoughts do not mean anything. So that part I can step by step let go of that. And that means if I have thoughts coming up that are crazy or that are so different, that you want to keep them for yourself, why not sharing them and say like, oh, look at me, what crazy ideas I can be thinking. And you can laugh about it and share it with your brother or sister. It's like, it's okay to take a really good look at your own insanity, because it's crazy what you're thinking. You know, it's like you try to work things out, you try to suffer through your challenges while you would be celebrating the love of God at the same time. You could be doing that. And that in the first instant, that might sound too good to be true, but it is not. Like it's too simple for you to accept. And so this is a complete great gift to you that is being presented. And everything that you read, once you accept this, everything that you read is pointing in that direction. Like everything that I'm found this morning, what came to me this morning, is giving me the same like yes feeling. Like yes, absolutely, this is what I want. I could not take my thoughts serious anyway. I, I was always thinking so differently, and I had such weird ideas. I'm so happy that I don't have to follow up on those or engage with those thoughts anymore. So now something else is given to me, and that is, and moment by moment, I'm going to be guided in what to do, where to go, what to say, and who to meet. You know, it's like it's unbelievable once you um, get into this, how things are going. Like there's you cannot imagine what that would be. I cannot imagine what that would be either. It's like no, I depend on it. Like I depend on that I don't know, that I don't take, I don't value my thoughts, that I don't engage with them. All right. So you never know what's going to happen. Here I am trying to express myself, and okay, I'm taking it easy. I'm just letting this happen. I don't need to resist this. It's an occurrence that is happening in this moment. Hmm. So we can sink deeper into this together and relax even more. And hmm. Hmm. Yes. So all of that, whatever that is not of an importance. It's like, okay, this is happening. It is no magic. It has no meaning. No, what has meaning is the reality of who you are. It has nothing to do with what you see or what you hear. It has not to do with the words that I'm expressing. It is an invitation to let yourself be affected by something that is there, that is within you, and that is available for you, and that is your natural inheritance. So the now activity of the Christ, as this series of classes is being called, the now activity of the Christ is where Joel had to talk about. And I want to read something from that just to share with you, or to show you that, yeah, this is pointing in the same direction too. Like, it's all very helpful if you enter into the stillness to see that literally everything is pointing in the same direction. Everything that is coming from one mind is literally pointing in that direction. Okay. So here's what I read this morning, in which I got to Matthew 6, and that is this. It starts here. Let me see. Or if we have already experienced the Christ, we need to not delay in opening ourselves to a deeper realization of the presence, so that we can act in the now by opening our consciousness to the entrance of the Christ. But in doing so, be sure, very sure, that you do not have something in mind that you hope to attain by virtue of the Christ. In other words, be sure that you want the Christ, but only for the sake of Christ, not for some purpose, not for some benefit or some gain, because this is the surest way to set up a barrier to its entrance. In other words, we must have no goal beyond attaining of the Christ. This is the meaning of the Master's passage. Take no thought what you shall eat, nor what you shall drink, nor what you should put on. Seek ye first the kingdom, seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. Therefore, take no thought for the added things, or the things that you want added, but be very sure to drop all thought and desire the Christ only for the sake of Christ, and it may make your life new. In what way makes it your life new? Who knows? Sometimes it takes a businessman or a housewife right out of their business and right out of their home and sets them out in a spiritual ministry. Sometimes it brings forth art, literature, music, or all of that. Again, the spiritual path reveals a great secret that material living has never discovered, and of course never will. In material living, in the human ways, we are always seeking to add something to ourselves. We are seeking happiness, we're seeking prosperity, we're seeking success, we're seeking love, we're seeking companionship. And he said, Dr. Jung said lately, or rather it was published lately, that he said that what is wrong with the world is that it is seeking happiness, and happiness is not to be found. In the moment that we stop the search for happiness, it finds us. See, and that is what I love about Joel. It's like he puts it very simple. He tells us very simply how this is working, even in practice. Like, okay, so if you want an experience of Christ in this moment, there's nothing stopping you from doing so. But you have to check yourself if you want to attain that for a specific reason. Do you do that to gain benefit in some way, or get a better life, or have more prosperity in your? Then forget about it. You just put up a big wall for yourself in order to get this, to come in touch with it. So that's why you have to train yourself in discovering what is it actually that I'm thinking, what is it actually that I'm looking for, and be so honest to yourself that you discover your personal goals. Like, what is my agenda? Do I have a hidden agenda behind all my pure spiritual goals? Who knows? So let's take a look at it. So you just have to be honest with yourself in that. And to be honest with yourself in that, you'll have to have a bit of practice with how your mind is working, because your human mind is pretty slippery. It's like, oh yeah, it can fool itself so well. It created a whole world literally where you started to believe in. So yeah, you're not a good teacher for yourself. You literally have to resign as a teacher for yourself. And so a little earlier in the text, Joel says, if you want to get this, if you want to come in touch with Christ in this present moment, you start with literally asking for help, knowing that you will never be able to do this by yourself, that you never can do this, like you can never do this without help of a teacher who knows. And this teacher is given you, like it is your Holy Spirit. It is the teacher who knows, and you contact your comforter literally to come in touch with this, to have this be revealed to you in the right time, in the right place, and discovering also what is preventing you from having this experience. So that's always something that comes up, because see, as a human identity, you are literally what resistance to the love of God is. And this sounds maybe very confrontative to you, but it is the truth of it. It's like you are literally what the resistance is. Otherwise, why would you be here? Why would you want to stay in a place where you can become old, sick, and where you can die? Like that, you don't do that unless you have, say, ego goals to achieve. So, and Jesus, as well as Joel, is always referring to that you will have to be born again. You can be born again in this new experience of yourself, and you come to discover a whole different field, a whole different you, literally. Even in your daily life, sorry, in your daily life, it will be completely different. Like the housewife suddenly is part of a spiritual ministry, or the businessman turns his business into who knows what. Joe was a bookkeeper, and suddenly he starts teaching. He gives up his job and uses his office for healing. This is what he's talking about. Sorry for the little interruptions here and there. I don't know if it's disturbing or not. I have no idea. It is all included. It is all part of this. So maybe it attracts your attention, or maybe you think like, what is this? It really doesn't matter. So the reference that I give to you, I will put them up on the eRehab website. So you can read them again and practice it and take time to ponder it. It is a delightful and beautiful exercise. So with that, I would say thank you so much for being present here, and see you soon.